spring has come early to cryptoland. Bitcoin is trading above $60,000, up more than 167% in the last 12 months, and more than $7 billion has poured into the new Bitcoin ETFs. The market is buzzing with anticipation for an ETF backed by Bitcoin's little brother Ether, the native token associated with the Ethereum blockchain and used to create such things as NFTs. Ether has a market cap of more than $400 billion, second only to Bitcoin, whose market cap exceeds $1.2 trillion. In May, the SEC will likely pass final judgment on 9 spot Ether ETF applications. But unlike Bitcoin's decision day in early January, which seemed to be a fait accompli, Ether's outlook is far less certain. The most immediate concern is whether the SEC believes that Ether is a security, which means that it would be subject to registration and regulatory oversight by the SEC under the Investment Company Act of 1940. Most ETFs, like the QQQ or the SPDR S&P 500 Trust, fall under the so-called 40 Act, precisely because they are bundles of stocks, or registered securities. Despite the fact that cryptocurrencies seem to trade and behave much like any number of stocks in the market, the digital asset community believes that the thousands of different cryptocurrencies behind the $1.8 trillion dollar industry are not securities. In fact, they bristle at the thought, calling it anathema to the decentralized ethos that launched Bitcoin 15 years ago. To some extent, these beliefs were vindicated when the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission greenlit spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in January after a 10-plus year wait under the 1933 Securities Exchange Act, which recognized the underlying Bitcoin in these funds as commodities. So far, the SEC has avoided addressing the issue of whether Ether is a security, though it has alleged, in its June 2023 case against Coinbase, that numerous tokens including those associated with blockchains Cardano and Solana, which are essentially clones of Ethereum, are in fact securities. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has been conspicuously mum about Ether's status. During a congressional hearing in June 2023, House Financial Services Committee Chair Patrick McHenry grilled Gensler about whether Ether was a security or a commodity. The most Gensler would say at the end of a contentious back and forth was, "I think you would not want me to prejudge. If the SEC decides that Ether is a security, it will insist on ETF issuers treating it as such in their applications for approval." While this might seem like just a bunch of legal paperwork, doing so would be an affront to crypto industry insiders and idealists, and throw into question the status of thousands of cryptocurrencies. However, given the potential billions at stake for early movers in the new booming market for crypto ETFs, those that can gain market share rapidly as Blackrock, Invesco, Fidelity have with their Bitcoin ETFs could benefit from such an SEC ruling.